Thank you. Thank you. I want to say thank you so much to Stuart Schoen and the Schoen family and all the hardworking people at U-Haul. This is such a great symbolic company to the startup state that Arizona is. So I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to also thank my wife, Angela. We'll be married 28 years this October. I always like to say, Angela Ducey is exhibit A of my good decision-making ability. 132 people. That's how many Americans got out of bed today, somewhere else, loaded up their U-Haul truck, and set their GPS to Arizona. By the end of the day, they'll be Arizonans, here for a new job, college, faith, family, the military service, to start a new life. There will be more tomorrow and the day after, and the day after that. 200,000 in the last 3 years. It's their story, and it's my story, and it's our state's story. A place where it doesn't matter where you're from, only where you're going. A place where you don't have to lose your accent or forget your background to fit in. Because being an outsider actually makes you one of us. A place where your family name isn't rewarded, your work ethic is. A place where a kid from Toledo, the son of a cop, can land with nothing but a beat-up old Datsun, not knowing a single soul, and go on to get a world-class public college education. Find a job, marry his sweetheart, start a family, build a business, and one day have the honor of serving as governor. My story here started like so many others, with someone pointing to Arizona on a map. And the next thing I knew, I was on my way. I'd never even been here. Every day, others are doing the same from all over the country and the world. When I arrived here in 1982, I would have never imagined I'd be standing here today. And I firmly believe in no other state would I have had the opportunities I've been so fortunate to enjoy in Arizona. Angela and I met in college. 3 boys, 3 dogs, and thousands of scoops of ice cream later, we love Arizona even more. With ice cream came franchising, not to mention chocolate-dipped waffle cones. About as far from politics as you can get. But as happy as I was in the business world, like many of you, I too was frustrated by what I saw happening or not happening in government, in Washington, and in public policy. And Angela and I wanted not just our boys, but all Arizonans to have the same options that allowed us to go from working class roots to be blessed with so many opportunities. So 4 years ago, we launched this campaign for governor, thinking more could be done to expand opportunity for all in our economy, in our schools, making Arizona safer and even more attractive and open to everyone, no matter what their background. When I entered office, our state was still struggling from the aftermath of the Great Recession. Leaders before me had made tough decisions to manage through historic economic difficulties. But now it was time to forge forward, and so we did, together as a state. Today, I'm proud to report that Arizona is on the rise. Our economy is booming. Our schools are improving. And rather than telling people what to do, government is actually listening and serving the taxpayers. The challenges haven't been easy ones. On day one, we faced a $1.5 billion deficit in our budget. We were told, you can't balance that budget. It's impossible. Just raise taxes. That was the easy route, but not what I was elected to do and not what I had promised. So instead, we got to work. We tightened our belt and got the budget in line and in the black, just like every single one of you do at home. Next, it was time to let the whole country know Arizona was open for business. So I signed a moratorium on new regulations. We started slashing red tape, and we shut down government agencies that were more focused on targeting businesses than they were on getting out of their way. Today, jobs are growing and Arizonans are back to work. We're in the fastest growing county in the country this morning. 160,000 new private sector jobs. 300 plus companies have relocated to the state of Arizona. Workers are taking home bigger paychecks, and the last time unemployment was this low, you were renting your movies from Blockbuster. I get a real kick out of politicians who say they create jobs. Someone needs to tell those politicians, you didn't build that. Small business people, entrepreneurs, and hard-working Americans like the people here at U-Haul, they're the ones that built that. But politicians can either screw things up or create the right environment for job growth. So we've tried to change the culture of state government. At Cold Stone Creamery, customer service came first. So I thought, why not in state government? I employed an old technique I'd used as a businessman, secret shopping. This time at the MVD. We all knew wait times were too long, so through the dedicated work of our state employees, we got those wait times down to about half the time that it used to take. Now, everybody's time is valuable. For small business owners who don't have high-priced lawyers to help them navigate the bureaucracy, time is money. So we moved more services online. Why should Arizonans, especially those that live in rural counties, have to travel to the state capitol in Phoenix to do business? We made sure that they don't. Now, government often tries to do too much, and it doesn't do much of it very well. But when it comes to public safety, citizens should expect a government that keeps them and their families safe. Especially our most vulnerable. 4 years ago, the Department of Child Safety was in crisis. Too many children without loving homes, overworked and underappreciated child safety workers, outdated and antiquated procedures. This is one of those issues that keeps you up at night. Stories that do more than break your heart. They are a call to action. So we took charge, transforming the agency into a national model. Today, there's still more work to do, but kids are finding safe, forever homes and are moving out of state care. Prop 123, the 20-year extension of Prop 301, 20% raises for our teachers. The American Civics Act, the Arizona Opioid Epidemic Act, We've done a lot of big things these past 4 years to improve our state, and we've done it together with a spirit of cooperation and civility. And I'm ready to do even more the next 4 years if given the privilege and opportunity. People don't only want to know what you've done, they want to know what you're going to do next. Yes. How are you going to make Arizona a better place for them and their families and their neighbors to secure our future? And it starts with strong public schools. We've made big investments. Per pupil spending is up 10%. We've put $2.7 billion additional dollars into K-12 education. Districts all across the state are rewarding our teachers with raises, but we can still do more. Over the next 4 years, I will continue to increase K-12 education spending above and beyond inflation, and I'll veto any budget that doesn't do so. And I'm here to tell you, it's not going to happen by raising taxes and killing our economy. The only way to make it happen is by letting our hard-working taxpayers keep more of the money they earn and growing Arizona's economy. That's how we'll continue to drive up teacher pay, especially starting teacher pay. And that's where our focus needs to be if we want to be competitive with neighboring states. Next, we need more of the dollars we spend to get to the classroom. We're making gains. Over these last 3 years, the percentage of dollars in the classroom is moving in the right direction, up. But it's still below the national average. We need to make sure the investments we make get to the students and don't get caught up in bureaucracy or administrative overhead. The reason to invest in education is to benefit Arizona kids, and we intend to make sure that the dollars get to them. We also need to pass the Safe Arizona Schools plan so we can keep our kids safe. More cops on campus, more school counselors, improving background checks. These are common sense reform, and it's time we put politics aside and get it done. Our economy is growing and jobs are available, but our young people need to be prepared to fill them. When I was in high school, we had a class called SHOP. Now it's called Career and Technical Education. But these courses are preparing Arizona kids for life and work before they graduate high school. We need to grow and boost these programs to get Arizonans into the jobs of the future. We've made a major investment in broadband, connecting our rural and tribal schools to high-speed internet. But we can still do more. Every child needs to be connected, no matter where they live. And it's time to make sure that every single one has access to high-speed broadband so they can prepare for the world we live in today. Let's get all of Arizona connected. Arizona is becoming the home of high-paying tech jobs, and our public schools will be critical to preparing our kids to fill these. Over the last 4 years, we've seen leading tech companies flock to Arizona, and we've only just begun. So watch out, California. Arizona is on the rise, and everyone is taking notice. We've gotten a lot of attention for reducing unnecessary regulations and reforming and simplifying our tax code. Well, I've got news for you. We're just getting started. And how about laws? I think we have way too many. Barry Goldwater once said he was going to Washington, D.C. to get rid of laws, not to pass new ones. We need more of that kind of thinking at the state capitol. So rather than just a race to pass new laws, look for old laws to get redlined throughout our statutes. In the game of states, people vote with their feet, and Arizona is winning. If you need more evidence, a few weeks ago, Arizona landed its 4th Super Bowl. One more indication of our state's growing reputation, both nationally and internationally. When we hosted the Super Bowl in 2015, not only was it a major economic boon for Arizona, but it was also a success at every level: transportation, tourism, and safety. The seamless cooperation between federal, state, and local law enforcement got us thinking, why can't we have that kind of cooperation at our border? How do we make Washington, D.C. listen? So we launched the Border Strike Force, linking Border Patrol, state troopers, and county sheriffs together in a new effort to target and stop the illegal flow of drugs, weapons, people, and cash across our border. This effort has made our state and our country safer. And I want to take a moment and applaud all the cops and sheriff's deputies and law enforcement officers who have been involved. And I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize those who have worn our nation's uniform, including the men and women of our National Guard. All of you are heroes and deserve our recognition. In the next 4 years, we're going to expand our efforts at the border. 24/7 police coverage in all our border counties. New technology to connect all our police forces across the state. And tougher penalties for drug cartels and human traffickers. We've put into place smart policies to allow the good guys in and keep the bad guys out. And that'll be our approach moving forward. I don't have to tell you, we have far too many people in our prisons, 41,000 plus. Now, through smart policies, we've been able to bring the number down, a focus on reducing recidivism and providing a second chance to those who leave our prisons after serving their time and paying their debt to make sure that they don't go back. But we need to do more, and we will, with a greater focus on addiction and mental health, homelessness, showing compassion and brotherly love to those who need it most and want the help. Now, I've been listening and I've been watching, and I know there are some out there with other agendas, ones that would move us backward. Higher taxes, bigger government, top-down policies, plans on rolling back public safety. Some would like to make us into a carbon copy of California. Push businesses and growth off to Nevada, Utah, and Texas. And that's exactly what they do. But we know that's not the right direction for a secure future. Because we've seen what our state is capable of, and we know what's possible if we keep moving forward. I'm running for governor because there's a lot more work to do. Politicians too often forget who they work for. I work for you. That's why I'm asking for your vote.
4 more years.
Because I want to continue working for you to keep Arizona on the rise and to secure our future. A secure economy, a secure border, secure schools, and safer neighborhoods, and to make sure that our kids and grandkids, not to mention the 132 people who will arrive in these U-Hauls tomorrow, will have every chance at success. Thank you, and God bless.
Paid for by Ducey for Governor. Authorized by Doug Ducey.